Hello, hello, hello. Hey, namaste, beautiful ones. It's Viv here. And the sun is really weird right now, so it's like this. I kind of go like that. Welcome, welcome to my Sunday live. And I am in a new location. Hang on one second here. So, just getting a little bit adjusted. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Today, I just want to outline what I wanted to just be about in this video. Um, so welcome, welcome if you're going to be joining live, and if you're watching the replay, no worries. Usually on my favorite channels, I end up catching the replay. It's really hard to catch the live. All right, I like the light here, but then I'm sort of hanging off the sofa. Let's try that. All right. So yes, I am in a new location. And today, what I wanted to share, and I'm also this time is a little bit earlier. So hopefully, some of you from my email list managed to. I sent out an email saying, hey, this is the time I'm going to go live. Here we go. I'm just going to close a couple things. Let me know how you're doing, where you're tuning in from, what part of the world. And yeah, you guys know I love this color, right? The sort of peach and hot pinks. And if you hear dogs barking, we'll try to silence them, but anybody passes by and they like freak out. So you're definitely going to hear some barking today. So the welcome, hey. So I think it's early morning in the US. Well, not early, early to me. I think it's about 10 o'clock right now in the US. Let me see, about 10:30. Yeah, it's about 10:30 a.m. and that's definitely earlier than I usually would be live. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. I wanted to do um, the the topic. Some of the stuff I wanted to share was just prayers. I really on and off. I think I did it like once or twice, but it's feeling now like we can just drop in some gentle prayers for ourselves, okay, and for the planet. So I'm gonna just lead us in that in a few minutes. And I just want to say, so I guess on the West Coast, it's like 8:30 or 7:30. So yeah, it's a little bit early for you guys. I just really wanted there still to be light out here for filming where I am. So how are you all doing? Let me know in the chat. And I do want to, if you are here live, I have my tarot cards. I would need to reshuffle because I have some of them out. And I have the other deck, the Starseed Oracle, that I've been using quite a bit. Okay, good morning. Who's here? Hey. Hey, namaste, beautiful ones. Welcome. So let's go ahead and start with just doing a little intentional peace prayer. It has been kind of a odd last few days for me, I would say. And so, still staying really in a state of trust as much as possible. But I'm sure you guys, different headlines you're seeing. I want to know what's on your mind. Like, what, in terms of what's positive, if you're just coming in, I'd love for you to share what's going on positive for you and what are you worried about or nervous about. Okay? What are you worried about or nervous about, and what is positive for you? So I will start. What's positive for me is I am in a very beautiful location um, in the UK, very, very peaceful, um, near quite a bit of like public lands, or like apparently in the UK they do have, which I guess we have in America, but I think even cutting across private land, you guys, they have like public walkways so people can, like, you can really walk for miles and miles. And I think I even heard on royal land they have that as well. Because last I heard about it, I think Madonna, this is years ago now, was upset because people could walk on her land, but that's like part of. So I took dogs out this morning and we went for a nice walk. It's very, very muddy, but it was really beautiful. Maybe I'll post some, give me something to post on Instagram. but you guys know I'm not big on Instagram. Hey, I see the numbers going up. Welcome, welcome, beautiful one. So share with me what's what are you grateful for, and what, if anything, are you worried about? Okay. So my gratitude is for actually the beautiful sun, because I think I've said in some of my recent videos, if you've seen one, um, it's been pretty gray. I mean, it's kind of winter in the UK, right, as I'm filming this. And someone did say to me, she goes, it's actually been grayer than usual. I was like, oh, great. She's like, yeah, it's gray because it's, as I'm filming this, well, now it's March, but she's like February going into March, but it has definitely, we've had less sun. So I was like, I can't take this. And I have said this is a joke, but it just, spirit keeps bringing the thought to me. It's like, well, this is why the British like didn't just stay in their island, right? It's so gray, and I would feel like the winters would feel so long that they literally went out and, well, in search of many things, right? But literally the lack of sunlight. Just wondering about that, because it's like, what does that do to somebody's, like, a national psyche when it's so gray and drizzly or whatever? Yeah. So, but I'm very grateful for the sun. And what's been slightly troubling is still a little bit of just seeing some political stuff going on. So that's been troublesome. And I'm really trying to deal with it like a yogi. But of course, and as I said in my video about manifesting, even when you're manifesting, there's ups and downs, okay? Do not let anybody on YouTube, whoever they are, no matter how pretty, how young, how pretty they're set, tell you that everything is like perfect as you manifest what you desire. There's always going to be, and I think the folks who watch my channel would know that, um, you know, there's always going to be ups and downs. So, yeah, please share in the comments. I know it's early. I'm typically, because I'm typically in Eastern US, I typically go live around 2 or 3, and it's 3:30 here. So I'm being consistent. It's just, it's early for you guys. Let me see if can the camera adjust. It adjusts okay. So yeah, let's do a little bit of a prayer, okay? Bringing our energies together. So if you're watching from the future, or whether you're live with me now, we're going to join our energies together. Okay, all peoples around the world do this, whatever the name of their religion, religions we've never even heard of, right? Some of them, they come together in a group, right? So let's come together, and I'm just going to lead something short meditation for peace for ourselves and peace for the world. And I invite you to drop in like, if you say you are worried about something happening in Congo, or you're worried about something happening, with migrants in Guatemala or something, focus where I'll leave time for us to have each individual watching this, each individual soul. You can kind of focus even the collective energy to a place where you are concerned about. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, and I'm going to wait a little bit. I just want to, yeah, the question for the start of this video is, what are you happy about? What do you have gratitude for? And what is slightly disturbing your energy now? Okay, so what's good and what's bad? So please do share that. All right, I don't think I have it set that you have to be a subscriber. I don't think I do. Okay, so ready? Let's get ready to do the meditation. And I don't want to squash a little doggy that's there. Otherwise, I would shift how I'm sitting. I'm going to shift how I'm sitting. So let's get ready for just a really short, focused prayer / meditation session. All right. It's okay, boo-boo. Hey, honey. All right. I know. I'm trying to, like, exactly where you're sitting is where the sun is good. All right. Yeah, let's see. Partially good, partially bad. Hey, y'all. I see you're there. You're just lurking. Maybe you're listening to me while you're washing your face or brushing your teeth or something. All right. So yeah, so now my face is in darkness and my hair and my chin are in light. It's actually, there's a beautiful skylight, but there's a beam that goes across. And so the beam is sort of blocking some of the light. So let's do a little prayer together. Go ahead and close your eyes and take several deep breaths with me. All right. I know some of you might even be driving. Maybe you're coming back from your shift, in a hospital or at your job. So if you can, just listen along if you're not able to close your eyes. Deep breath in, exhale through the mouth, and really feel like you're letting go. Like, not with force, not like you're like, but a long exhale. All right. A lot of times there's stuff we're holding, and if we can just breathe, 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 inhale, 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 and then all the way out. Okay. Beautiful. So I'm like slouching down. This is not good meditation or prayer posture specifically, but I just want to so you can see me well. Okay. All right. And just feel your body, however you're sitting. See if you can be comfortable. It doesn't have to be any sort of classical position. And just feel the contact of your body with your seat or with the carpet. Every exhale, feel like you're letting go. And as you let go, relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your cheeks. Blow out the air, letting go of any stress, any worries about anything at all. Anything at all. Just see if you can imagine that you blow it out with your breath. And you could even imagine that it goes far away from you, like a little cloud, a little gray cloud. It just goes and goes, and you see it go off into the distance. So, whether it's any worries about money or about health or about a loved one, okay? So, deep, deep breath in, blow it out. Picture a gray cloud that's like the worries, and it goes far, far, far up and away and away and away, away from you. Good. Do that one more time. Okay. And really feel free to substitute my words, okay? But go with the spirit of it. Let's all join our beautiful energy together, our intention for peace on this planet, holding the energy of love. And when I say love, I mean big love, big compassion for all beings. So, dear God, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, Great Spirit, the universe, the divine, tune in, tap in through your particular understanding, getting in communion with. May there be peace on this beautiful planet. May there be harmony and love on this beautiful planet amongst all beings, humans, seen or unseen. Balance and harmony and peace in all levels, the animal kingdom. And again, we know that there's life and death, but we are intending and wishing for harmony and balance in each kingdom, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom. You can picture, use your mind, and again, change the words. We come together as people of all different faiths. And I like to actually see people, some of them in their traditional dress that they would have, from all different religions, from religions unknown, from indigenous religions as well, those that may not even have a name for their practice, but all of us coming together in peace and picturing the planet in a beautiful, soft energy of peace amongst all levels of beings, from the most intelligent, the highest, to the very smallest, the tiniest, in the earth, within the earth, creepy crawlies, on the earth, above the ground, in the air, all levels of the natural world. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings live in harmony. May peace prevail in the hearts, especially of humanity, of all humans, of all backgrounds, all around the world. And see if you can, if you'd like to bring your hand to your heart, let's tap into, and this is actually very good for us to do when we tap into this energy of peace. May I be peaceful. May I be happy, joyful, healthy. May the entire world be joyful, healthy, well. And try to really sit in that energy. I always invite you, if you've never done this before, you could picture people of all different ethnicities all around the world, perhaps having a meal. So picture people in all far-flung parts of the world eating, and that tends to tap into our sense of generosity and peace, that everyone has food. You may see people in different parts of Africa or in Asia. Literally feel like you just travel with your spirit around the world, North and South America. See people at a table or gathered together eating. Maybe they're eating with their hands. Maybe they're using utensils. Go all around the world. Europe, Australia, all the islands on the planet, all parts of the planet. We said North, South America, we said Africa, we said Europe, Asia, vast. Just sweeping across. Just picture sending love and compassion that all beings be well, happy, peaceful. They live in harmony with their environment, the natural world, and with the Creator. And so it is. Namaste and Ashe. All right. I know for some of you that was probably too long. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you weren't able to do it, depending. So let me see if I can shift again. How was that for you guys? Hey, if you're just joining, Spirit was like, we really, really need a prayer. We need some peace. All right, now it looks like I'm kind of a little bit in shadow, but I think it's good enough. So how are you guys? How are you all doing? Post in the comments, let me know. So I definitely wanted to just come on and lead us in a little bit of joining our energies together. They're very powerful, right? Where more than one is gathered, right? That energy is compounded. It's heightened. And when you send out peace, you're going to have a peaceful aura, which is going to be part of being more tuned in to spirit and being more protected even, right? The more peaceful we are, the energies around us are a little bit more smooth. Okay? All right. So I also have cards here. Like I mentioned, I have some tarot. And I have the Starseed Oracle deck that you guys know I've been talking about. I've been really excited about it. So I can see the numbers going up. Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're here. And the question for you was, what are you, because I don't see a comment coming in, not anything new at this point. So let me know what is going really well for you right now and what, if anything, is stressing you out. Okay? Let me know that. Here we go. Okay, and I hope you are having a beautiful Sunday. So that was just like a peace meditation practice, really simple one for peace for ourselves and the world, right? There's so much going on. So let me speak on that a little bit. There is a lot of chaos energy right now. That is a fact, okay? There's like, oh, let's see if I can. Hey, honey, can you shift a little bit, sweetheart? Like right there is not the best space. Okay. My gosh, the dog has the entire house. Like, oh, look at the face. Look at the face. Here, let's see if we can you see that face? Are you looking up still? There you go. All right. My gosh, so sweet. Wants to be like right next to me. All right, my love. Okay. Please, please. Okay. Oh my gosh, his little head is like right between my knees now. No, 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 you can't jump up now. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, no, no. I know it seems like a good idea. All right. How are you guys doing? I can see you're there, feeling very shy or very quiet. All right. If you would like a card draw on an issue that's going on for you, but first, I will absolutely love to do that. Let me know again what's going on that's good, and then what, if anything, is troubling you at all. And I will do some cards for you and tap into my intuition. I also want to encourage you guys to check out, I have some recent videos that are really, really good. There's one that is I am statements. In fact, let me see if I can just say, hey, oh, I think I see a comment coming in. Let me see if I can real quick without triggering YouTube too much. Hold on. You might hear, okay. Okay, hang on here, guys. I have some I am divine feminine affirmations. Hold on one second. Yeah, got to mute it. Good. And I'm going to read some of them. So it's a really good, check out that video. It's titled I am love, I am peace. Check it out. Give it some love. It's really nice. It's split. And I want to know if you guys like that. My intention as a teacher, though, with it, hold on, was to lead you in a practice where we start with affirmations. So it isn't just affirmations and it's not just meditation. It's sort of the affirmations repeat. You can repeat them. And in fact, I'm going to repeat some of them because they're really beautiful. Let me scroll down. So, yes, they are. I am light. I am calm. I am whole. I am serenity. I am strength. I am free. I am joy. I am healing. I am love. I am peace. I am power. I am divine. I really like that one. Really, really like that one. And then, there's more, there's about 5 or 6 more. And then it goes into a quiet meditation with like a sound bath behind it. So do check out that video. It is really good. And it's short. So I know a lot of you, you want to meditate. I'm going to put it in the comments right now, but you don't have a lot of time. So I want to say that video is under 7 minutes. All right. So check it out if you haven't already. It's I am peace. It's currently titled I am peace. I am love. Divine feminine affirmations and meditation. So it really helps to just set a mood for you, I think, before going out into the world, right? Because as I said, right now, there's a lot of chaos in the world. There's a lot of toxicity. That is on the uprise. But as I said I don't have it drawn right now, but as I said in recent videos, I am being shown over and over to hold the vision. And that's partly even why I also did the prayer starting this video, okay? Hold the vision of a new earth that with all the ugliness, and this is actually a great analogy. You know, like when you're cleaning, I know you know this. When you clean your house, like I was cleaning before getting ready to like, go abroad and get to a more like what felt for me more energetically peaceful location. Um, your place looks like chaos, right? Because your stuff that you had stuffed in or you had stacked it neatly, you're like now throwing it out, you're now sorting through. So things look really messy when there's transition, okay? So things always look really messy when there's transition. So, and it looks disorganized. You will see the ugliness come up, right? You're uncovering. That's what's happening, I feel, in the world now. All right. At the same time, the only way you can bring in something new, it really is like a forest fire, right? The only way you can bring in something new is you have to clear the ground. You have to clear it. Okay. Are you with me? What do you think? You have to clear away what is there, what is old, what is decaying, right? Because it's always a cycle. There's always a cycle, right? And so for there to be a rebirth, some things have to end, they have to crumble. Okay. And that's where I think we are right now. So don't try as much as you can to not be alarmed about it, to increase your meditation practice, to try to make it daily. All right. With my clients, I typically say 3 times a week, like with my private clients. I don't like to say every day because I think that puts a lot of pressure on people. But for those of you who are wondering about meditation, I would say even 10 minutes is actually fantastic. If you could do 10 minutes every day, that would be better than doing an hour once a week. Okay, let me repeat that. If you can meditate with, one of my videos or anything, with an app, I recommend Insight Timer as a great app. The free version is fantastic. Okay, Insight Timer, INSIGHT, Insight Timer. Check it out. But if you could do 10 minutes every day, that would be much better than just trying to store it up and like on the weekend meditating for an hour. Okay, because we have to protect our peace. And the only way to do that is to get the mind calmer and to more stillness. And then you're going to find you can manifest better what you desire. Things will go more smoothly. And again, it's a chaotic world. So, everything is not going to be perfectly smooth, but you will be very calm, very centered while other people start getting stressed. In fact, that happened to me. Um, that happened to me, I think it was day before yesterday. It was a traveling day. And, I was taking the train and someone was coming to pick me up and they started to get stressed. And it's interesting. I was hearing them say, "Oh, the train's running late. We're 12 minutes late." And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And because it's British, probably they apologized. They were like, "We're so sorry. You might miss your connection." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Turns out I did miss the connection. And the person waiting for me was starting to panic. And then they're like texting me, and maybe you're not, I don't think you're on the right train. I was like, no, I checked. I checked for the stop you told me. It's fine. Everything was fine. Interestingly, though, you guys, not to get too woo-woo on you. So the train, like the connection was missed. So I ended up on the next train, right? But it's like, then once the person was starting to get really stressed, the train actually slowed down. It literally stopped. And I was talking to a woman who I double checked, a native. I was like, "Does it go to this stop?" And she goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And the person was asking me, "What time are you going to arrive?" And I'm like, "I have no idea because this is like not the train I was supposed to be on. So obviously I'm late." Um, but the train even stopped and she looked at me and she says, "Yeah, it's probably letting another train cross in front of it." So that energy can be contagious, is what I'm saying. Energy can be contagious. So it was kind of funny to me. I'm sitting in the train and I'm like, I know the person's stressing out because they're texting me, and then I was offline a little bit, so they couldn't communicate, and I was like, wow, this is going to make them even more stressed. But I managed to stay pretty calm because I have been doing my practice. So it can really help you. So I'm not promising if you start meditating that everything's going to be perfect. What I am promising is if you do meditate, especially if you do it daily, even when things go wrong, you'll roll with the punches. You'll just be able to go with whatever vibe is happening more than you did before. Okay. So questions, who would like a card read? Any sort of question, I can tap into my intuition and answer for you. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little time for you. The dog is being good, not barking. We're lucky. And yeah, I know it's super, super early. Most of my East Coast folks are probably just, some might be going to church or going out getting some errands done. So I know this time is a little bit early, even on the East Coast. I think we're coming up on about 11 right now. Wait, let's see. Yes, it's just about 11. All right, guys. Well, if there are no questions, if nobody wants a card read, which is very unusual, nobody has a question. Oh, I do want to say that my chakra program, my flagship program, which I have not run for about 3 or 4 years, since 2021, I think was the last, or maybe early 2022. Focus. Oh, good. Angie, hi. I'll read your comment in a second. Thank you. Um, I extended because I was rushing myself to like start right in March 1st. So that program, Chakras for Challenging Times, we're going to talk about the chakras and energy work in terms of manifestation and maybe not the word ascension, but coming into our greater spirituality. Okay. So that's going to be the thrust of it. We're working with the chakras again because of the crazy, crazy times that we're in. So let me see what I had done here. I think we're now starting mid-March. We will start with the root chakra and we will go through in depth, right? And this goddess coaching program. It is open to men who are, if you're drawn to this work. I have opened it because I had a male reach out to me, was interested, and decided, I would do that. So do check that out. Let me put the link for that. Okay, learn all about working with your subtle energy and not just information, but actual practice. Some things I don't share here on YouTube. It's in the chat. So, hi, Vina. Hi, Vina. Hi, Angie. Who else is here? And then I'm going to put your comments up. Yay, they broke their silence. Yes. Okay. So I will be teaching you starting in around mid-March. And this is for folks who are, maybe you're a star seed, maybe you're a light worker. You're here, you chose to incarnate here at this time, okay? And on some level, many of us, including myself, we knew this was going to be difficult times. And that's why we're here. We're constantly working to try to elevate the human community, the human family. And it's hard work because it's kind of, like I said, I had something came up for me just a few days ago where someone, I think I'm going to shift again, guys, to a more comfortable position. And then I definitely will pull some cards for you. Let me shift back over here, back to the sofa. It's a little more comfortable. All right. And still half my face, man. This time, you know what? It's going to be like that here. And you might hear doggies snoring. Okay, so partly in sun, which actually it's making the place really hot because there's a lot of like open windows and I'm looking out. I just see sky and then I see the silhouette of trees. So I'm going to shift this way a little bit now. Yeah, okay. So I know it's a little bit dark, but that's what we're going to work with. So yes, let me go up to Angie, and Angie, I'm using the software where I can put it on screen. Okay. So Angie Kati, what I will do, I will pull first a tarot, and then I will pull a starseed oracle for you, okay, regarding career. Vina is also here. Vina Padayachi. I'm sorry, I'm probably massacring your name. For relationship. Okay, perfect. Angie says, so um, I want to start a life coach business. Is this the right path for me? Angie, I would say if spirit is leading you to feel that it is, because I'm the type of teacher, I don't want to be a guru. The guru in the ultimate sense is like infallible. What I want to build in women especially is to teach you how to manifest and how to work with your inner knowing. And you're right, you do want to listen because sometimes we have ideas, Angie, that may not be where God wants us and where we'll be supported. So it is a great question here. So I got to lean again. I got to get the cards. Hold on. You guys, I swear to God, this dog, I have like 5 inches of space. And oh my gosh, you're so cute, sweetie. Shift, 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 shift. Okay, thank you, honey. Thank you. Move your butt. Could you move? My leg is resting on the dog now because the dog is like, I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you alone. You're so sweet. Okay, and you're looking at me, and there's no food. Okay, well, let me get my tarot cards. Okay, honey. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. There you go. Let me bring my foot down. There we go. Okay, awesome. Lot of mercy, as my mother would say. That's Laud. That's Laud, Lawd, not Lord. Laud. Lot of mercy. Yeah, and now it's like super hot because these windows there's like 4 floor to ceiling windows, you guys, that are like maybe 10 or 12 feet. It's I think about 12 feet tall. So the sun as it's setting is just coming in now. So yes, I will do one um, for Angie. Okay, so these are mini readings, okay? So yes, if you're just joining, I'm shuffling on my leg here. The doggy is now like right by my toes. By my toes. Oh, here's one more card. 2 of Swords, I gotta put that in. Oh, I did, Pariachi. Now I probably will, now that you said I did it correctly. Good, it's great to see you. Well, I can't see you, but all right, okay. And again, I do offer readings in the context of a distance energy healing. So, for instance, Angie, if you feel stuck and unsure, you can come for like a one-time reading. I tell people they can repeat it, I would say once every 3 months, where we kind of clear the blockages in your chakra energy system. I have been a yogi for decades, and I have found that I'm able to tap into the subtle energy and see where there's an imbalance, and either through colors, I'll be shown either colors or symbols. Some birds are going by. Um, so Angie, so for your mini reading here, the first card that you get is, okay, I'm going to pull it straight up. Okay, that's a very, very good card. Okay, the Six of Swords. So any of you, if you pull for yourself the Six of Swords, you probably know it. So the Six of Swords is a good card upright. And let me get the other cards ready that are a little bit more woo-woo. Hang on. Oh, there they are. This is the Starseed Oracle I'm going to pull as well. So that means that you are, and with this direction, you would be moving from what generally are seen in the card as like rougher seas. You see a woman and a child, right? And they're going towards calmer seas. Okay. So Angie, this first response from Spirit is that moving in that direction, I would say, and also because it's a boat, I'm getting this idea of moving in that direction would lead you to more to a more peaceful life. Maybe my sense is when this card comes, often there's been some turmoil or some not even necessarily tragedy, but there might have been some ups and downs recently, because this card, yeah, it's look at the woman, the scarf is up over her head. There's a sense of um almost implied of sadness because it's a swords card, maybe mental worries, troubling thoughts, troubling situations. But yeah, this is a good card for moving into a better situation. Okay, so let me then shuffle this deck. Okay. I'm shuffling, and let's all put our energy together. Just stay present for Angie. Angie's in South Africa. I mean, I would say just on a practical level, don't chuck everything and like, oh, I'm starting a new business. Maybe start it small. Angie, start it small. Okay, let's see what we get. And what I'm pulling, and what I'm asking Spirit is to tell me more about your desire to go into a career in coaching. What do you need to know? What does she need to know? Okay. And again, this is a new deck, so I may have to get the book. Okay, this is the card. What is this? Activated Earth. Wow. Angie, I love this card. I have seen this card before out of this deck, this brand new deck for me. So I'll hold it up to the camera. All right. It says, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. That is her answer. Trust where you're led. Look at that. So with that, my sense is it possible that there's some sort of move, whether maybe for education on the life coaching or a visit to an activated place on the planet? Like, honestly, you guys, what I'm doing right now, this card has come up for me. So ley lines are almost like energy lines within, like veins within planet Earth. And so she's being told, activated Earth, there are power places for you. Trust where you're led. So that's why I feel like there may be some sort of journey for you, Angie. Let me know how that resonates with you, and I'm going to get the book, okay? All right, awesome. And then we'll go to Vina. But let's see. So Angie, activated Earth. Are you someone I'm getting who, are you at all tapped into place? Meaning you go to some places and you feel inspired. It's actually something I'm getting more interested in, astrocartography. Of somebody's video came out, and then someone else I was watching really randomly mentioned it, and that surprised me because that she doesn't talk about stuff like that. And she mentioned astrocartography, and I literally have an appointment booked with someone who that is what they do. So, Angie, are you still with me? Let me know how these two cards, the Six of Swords, going into a smoother, calmer, more tranquil direction in your life, but also this activated Earth, which is telling me you may, let's see what it says. Again, this is new, so I don't have all the meanings memorized in the cards. Ley lines are invisible pathways on the land along which energy travels. So much like the meridians in our bodies, the Earth herself has that, of course. They can be sensed when we tune into them with our subtle senses. Also known as spirit paths, which I've never heard them call that, they've been compared to the meridian system of the body. Okay, used in Chinese medicine, yes. And they link sacred sites, stone circles, burial mounds, and places of worship worldwide. So many cultures have, obviously, like the rivers were sacred to most societies, mountains were sacred to most societies, but even in certain cultures, they were very specific areas. It's like, okay, that line, that pathway holds energy. Maybe they would do their ceremonies there, right? So let's see. I'm going to give you what the question is, and then I want to read because yeah, oh, beautiful. So Angie replies, I agree with moving into a peaceful life. Thank you very much. Resonate completely with the cards. So this is your star seed activation because if you want to be a life coach, it tells me in your heart you want to help people, right? You want to make your living in a positive way. So Angie, the question they have here, place the card on the portal of your heart, and I'm going to hold it up, literally. Let's do some distance healing because I had mentioned something about energy healing. So with you and all of you watching, literally, for Angie, let's just bring a little bit of church here. And it says that place the card on the portal of your heart. So imagine, Angie, that you put it up to your heart and say, I honor and thank the keepers of the earth beneath me, known and unknown. Thank you for your nourishment and tender holding. So are you feeling drawn to a certain place, Angie? So thank you for, saying that you agree with the moving to peaceful life definitely resonates for you. And the cards are saying that's definitely in the cards, literally. But I want to know what you think about this activated earth because my sense is you may need to shift your location or visit a location for almost an energy activation. In the same way, famous places like Stonehenge, or, as I said, I'm in the UK now. There are a lot of places where you see ancient peoples had left, stone circles. They had dug it out. This was their burial area and where they had ceremonies, or, this was where the solstice, the sun would come between, like, or atop a pyramid, right? So, Angie, is there a place you're feeling drawn to? Because that's what I'm getting for you. It's important in terms of what you want to do. So please put a response in the comments. I'm curious because that's the other part of your message is that these ley lines are important and something to do with the earth. Maybe some sort of ritual with the earth, or does your life coaching involve anything with connecting people into the earth or their location? Let me know, Angie, because I'm curious. Okay. And so I'll read a last bit of the card for you. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers? Okay, maybe I don't need the book because that's what I was saying when I got from the cards. Or to tend the land you live on, to honor and acknowledge the known and unknown keepers or nature spirits of that land. As you connect with the earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to hold you. The fruits provide more nourishment, and the guardians watch over you. So that's very root chakra. So, Angie, I'm going to say for you, this land is the most concrete. Obviously, our feet are touching Mother Earth, and that the earth, the planet, is literally a living being. So, Angie, let me know which of those resonated with you. Let those sort of drop into your consciousness. There was definitely a bit about, do you need to connect with the land? Like, do you garden? Do you grow? Do you tend things? Is there a power place you're being drawn to? There's something about that, and that's going to help you, I would say, be more prosperous as you want to build something, because what are trees rooted in, right? They're rooted in the earth, and we humans are rooted in the earth. Okay, so waiting for a response from Angie. Angie, all right. So I'm going to move on from there. Hey, Gregory. Oh, absolutely fine. I'm in a different place now, and so that cat is out of my life, back to its main mama, main mama. Okay, let me put this card back. So yeah, Angie's replied, let me shuffle a little bit and then I'm going to pull for Vina. So Vina, hang on. Hey, if you're just joining, we started off with a prayer for peace. All right, I invite you to go back. If you're with me live now, just hang with me here. I talked a little bit about the positives of working with the energy of peace, how that helps us, not just other people. We did peace for ourselves. We did peace for the planet. There's a lot of craziness and chaos energy. I did briefly talk about how that chaos energy is part of a new birth, a new earth, a rebirth. Okay. So, Angie, I'm going to put her comment up for the community. Angie, thank you for responding. I'm going to put your comment up. Lately, I've been thinking about moving overseas. Wow. Particularly UK. I don't know why the UK, though. My life coaching is helping discover their purpose. Well, it feels to me, no shade at all, but as you discover more about yourself, you're going to be able to more coach people. So, Angie, it is odd. Yeah, I'm in the UK now. It is very interesting. So, last bit of advice for you, like complimentary advice. There definitely in England, there are books about the ley lines that cross Britain, right? And so you may even have some ancestry hidden or unknown to you or past life, maybe where you walk this part of Mother Earth. So that is interesting that you're saying that because I was just seeing some book on Amazon about the ley lines in the UK. Okay. In fact, Angie and any of you, I have a story about that. After I left teaching, and you guys know I was like really bad state. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oh my goodness. That just like announced somebody's phone number and I have no idea. Hang on. I literally don't know who that person is. I think it literally could be a spam call. I get a lot of spam calls on WhatsApp. Where was I? I followed my intuition purely. I was like in survival mode, but I was deeply tapped in because there's another card was saying there's a card of broken open where you're just like, oh my God, you know, I had been run out of teaching. I was being bullied by four um, older men, and they were just it devastated me. And I ended up following my intuition and ended up in a town that was the sweetest, most beautiful, like little cocoon of a town. Then I found a book that was like this particular town literally is on a ley line, you guys, like an important ley line. And and I've shared this before, there's this gorgeous, oh gosh, I'll try to remember the name of the town if I'll share it. There was this beautiful falls, you guys. So waterfalls often are PowerPoints. They said that all the Native American tribes, because this I'm talking about America now, would they would not fight in this area. It was a fishing hole, and it has these incredible potholes. They're literally called potholes, you guys, that were like pinkish, if I'm remembering right. And I didn't know anything about this when I went to this town, but they literally were like significant geologically, like factually, right? They had these beautiful pink, they looked almost like tires, you guys, like donuts. And they were like, there was always peace in this area because they would all come together to fish, right? To nourish for their tribes, and they would not fight. This was a peace zone. And I found myself in that town. I was just drawn there and lived near there in there for like 2 years. So for you, Angie, I think if you're feeling UK, maybe it's Wales, maybe it's Ireland, you know, feel into it more and see. Maybe it's just a visit. It may not be a move. Okay? Gregory, thank you for saying I've been in your thoughts all week. Glad to see you. Yeah. Yeah. Had a difficult time. I won't get into it. I'm not going to give it more energy, but someone really showed some really unpleasant um, side of themselves, and I went out of my way to be very kind to them, and I was able to connect with friends and feel better about it. And my friends are like, "This is not about you. This is not about you." That just and I think I spoke to three different dear friends. You know who you are, and they were like, "Yeah, girl, some people are just." One friend's like, "Some people are just nasty. They're just nasty." That's just, and the nastiness inside comes out. And so, yeah, we'll leave it at that. So now I'm going to pull. So thanks, Gregory. I hope you are doing really well. So I'm with two little doggies that are gorgeous. They are either Labradoodles or there's two breeds I mix up. But basically, I was telling someone they have like hair like mine. They have like natural black people hair, like curly, coily. They're either Labradoodles, Labradoodle. Doodles and poodles. Anyway, they're very sweet. They're smart. They may do what they want because they're so smart. They do come back if you have treats, right? So let's see. This now is a reading. So Gregory and Vina and Angie, please, you guys didn't answer my question. Gregory, you came in later. Angie, what is going well for you? What do you have gratitude for? And then what is giving you difficulty? And I'm assuming maybe the difficulty we'll say was like regarding the career, but Angie, go ahead and answer that question. I want to know. And then Vina, same thing. Vina, what is going well for you? You can't just come in for a reading and not really participate, okay? You need to participate. So Vina, I'm shuffling for you right now, and I'm waiting for you to tell us and yourself what's going well for you and what is giving you a little bit of difficulty. Of course, keep it short. You'll be typing for like 20 minutes, okay? And so Vina, I am getting ready now with the cards for you. So Angie, it sounds like that was definitely helpful for Angie. So let's see if I can help Vina. And I think she did say relationship. Yes, Vina. So Vina, what do you need to know about relationship? Whoa. Huh. That's an interesting card to pull about relationships. So that's interesting. So Vina, and anybody, you guys who are interested. So Vina asked about relationships, and the card I pulled for her, and I'm going to pull a second one in the mini reading that I'm doing. She got the Ace of Pentacles, which means there's some sort of support for her financial area of life. So Vina, I wonder, this is an unusual card to come up related to relationships. I mean, unless this is going to sound terrible, but unless you're specifically looking for someone who is very financially stable and who will improve your financial situation, which is fine. But let me know. It's just an unusual card. Let me see how I would read it differently, because it's just so much about kind of the concrete aspect of life, right? It's not a romantic card. It's saying in fact, this would have been also great for Angie, that there's spiritual support for your financial life, whether that's to start saving, whether that's to get a job that increases your financial stability, whether it's even an inheritance potentially, or something that, and typically with this card, it's not formed yet, but the potential is there if you work with it. So I don't know. Tell me why I got that card when you asked about relationship, because that is a little unusual. Vina, again, if you're interested in someone, again, like I said, that's fine. That's why most marriages happened in the past, right? They would get together, the man and the woman, often the family would arrange it in a lot of cultures, and they would look for stability and could he hunt and fish, or did he have a farm, and because she's going to have the kids, so like what's going to happen, are they going to starve? Right? So I'm not saying that finances don't have anything to do with relationship. They do. So I'm curious, Vina, so let's leave some room for Vina to comment. All right, I'm going to pull one more card for you, Vina. This is going to be a little bit more woo-woo. Love how the light is hitting this. Let's get some solar energy. All right. What does she need to know about relationships? What does it have to do with money or home? It can, the material things in life. Stable home. Maybe you want to have a stable home. Okay. Card. They're kind of stuck together for her relationship. Okay, pull straight up here. Okay, so this card is upside down, so I'm going to say there's some little difficulty with it. Okay, so Vina, this card says all paths lead home. I have never seen this card in the deck before. Again, this is a new deck for me, the Starseed Oracle. All paths lead home, and it shows what was I just talking about, you guys? What was I just saying about Stonehenge, right? In regards to the card I pulled previously, and look at this, right? Those standing stones. All paths lead home, inner authority, intuition. Turn your gaze within, Vina. Turn your gaze within. All paths lead home. All right. Let me read your comment, then we'll go on. Okay, Angie. I'll just read privately what you said. Yeah, what's going well is you're at peace. Beautiful. And like I said, for you, and you're confirming it, that card says going forward, you will have more peace. So move forward, I get for you. Don't stay stuck. There's that boat. It's a sense of moving forward and you're moving into more tranquility. What's not going well is my marriage, where I'd like it to be. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so Vina, card resonates as I'm learning to take care of my finances much better. Okay. Okay. There you go, because this is the card she got. Look at that. The Ace of Pentacles. It's very much about money. It can also relate to the body, but all very physical, very root chakra. Very like, how's your stability? You know, how's your bank account? How's your health? But I got it definitely focused on the money. And yeah, she confirms. I'm learning to take care of my finances much better and need to build my own stability. And that's what it seems to be saying to you. Goddess, all paths lead home. I'm going to have to read the book about this because, like I said, I don't even remember this card, you guys, in the deck. Let me just look real quick. How many cards are in this deck again? And I know I said it last time, but it's 53 cards. So yeah, I've never even seen that card. So she got all paths lead home, which sound to me like it's very much leading you back to yourself and strengthening yourself, Goddess. So this is funny, right? Because she asked me to pull for her, and it says it's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary, Vina, is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your own inner landscape. I'm going to hold this up while I read so you can see the card and get the energy of it. It's very beautiful. To study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, Vina, the deeper the connection will become. Okay. Vina, I'm going to give you the starseed inquiry. This is a question you can ask yourself, okay, and work with. How are you being called to turn your gaze within? How are you being called to turn your gaze within? So the relationship you desire, it seems like there's a preliminary step for her. Spirit is saying, become your own inner authority. Intuition, inner authority. And all paths lead home, and that home is within you. Guys, let me put this. The program is open. It's open to men and women. We're going to be using the chakras as a way to strengthen ourselves, okay? And my friend was saying this too. Like, she's like, people are, if you don't feel the chaos, if you don't feel how things are being destabilized, then you're not tuning in. And so come study with me, because Vina, one of the things that I'm wanting to see more in the community is to help women, especially, get back in touch with their own intuition. Okay, with their own intuition, because when we get very much into the masculine, the doing, which is fine, it's fine. We need some masculine energy, we need some feminine energy, and the same in men, they need some feminine, and then they need their predominant masculine. Okay. And so women, though, because the way the world is set up, we don't get to really settle into our feminine intuition, our knowingness in the way that we should, and the way that would help us and give us like the wisdom, and you'd be able to call in the relationship. Okay. So Vina, if you're interested in that, join. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It's kind of a weird name. Kartra is the software that I use. So it's my name, vivwilliams.kartra.com page. It's a page in the chakras. We are not starting till mid-March, so there is time to register, okay? The root chakra where we'll start is very much for both of you. You guys both want to establish something. That's root chakra. You basically want to bring something into being. It's like you have a vision, both Angie and Vina, you have a vision of something you desire, and you want to bring it into concrete form, right? Into the 3D and maybe into the 5D, right? So you can work with the energy. So I invite both of you to check that out. And Vina says, second card, very interesting, learn, trust my intuition, something you've always struggled with. Yeah. Yeah, Vina, I hear you. I am very good at this. this is, I think I've literally pulled cards 2 times live like this where the person's like, "It didn't resonate." 2 times out of maybe 70 times that I've done this, okay? I am very intuitive. I've done a lot of yoga. So, Vina, if you're new to my channel, I've done a lot of yoga. I've done a lot of meditation and bringing past life gifts in with me. So, you are being told you need to tune in, strengthen your sense of self, but not in an egotistical way, not like more a deep going within, that feminine going within, right? It's that inner, it's quiet. The masculine energy is a little more showy and assertive and aggressive. The feminine energy is more of an attraction and a little bit more of a magical flow. Okay? We can get into that. Venus says you just gave goosebumps. Yeah. Come study with me. If you want, you could just enroll in the root chakra part of it. But I would say also for goddesses, any of you wanting to manifest, the root and the sacral chakra are important. That sensual energy, the energy of joy, the energy of desire really is the sacral. And then the root is the concretization of that. Okay, so Vina, I invite you to check it out. And I wish I could show the page, but I can't with this software, or I haven't figured it out. All right. So, Chakra Soul Alchemy, awakening in challenging times. And you will also learn acupressure points for healing and to take your stress level down. So, it's a mix of working at the physical level and at the energetic level. And I have that we open on the 15th, where the course opens, and then you get 2 lives with me in that month where we focus on each chakra. Okay, so you go through the program, but I'm there for you, questions, and then we have live where we come together. And if you have any questions about your specific situation, I can answer them within this container off of YouTube and private. Who else would like a reading? Okay. And again, I know I'm way early, so a lot of my regular folks aren't here. I think pretty much Gregory, a couple others that may be being quiet are here that might be my regulars, but typically I don't come on till much later on a Sunday. Yeah, typically I wouldn't start at 10 on a Sunday. Like, no. My earliest time that I ever start anything, everybody who knows me, I say this, 11 a.m. is like what 9 a.m. is for other people. So for me, 11 a.m. is the equivalent of 9 a.m. Okay. So 11 a.m. is typically the earliest you'd see me here. Okay. Anybody else would like some cards drawn for them? That was helpful for both of the ladies. Yep. And so back one more time, Vina. So you are being told, yeah, keep working on the finances. There's some support for it. So again, I feel there's going to be something where maybe you get, and again, I'm not telling you to invest in something. I don't know, there's scams out there, but there's going to be some opportunity because that card you got says that there's spiritual support for your financial uplift. So I think there's going to be, maybe you find out about something related to your finances that will make you even more financially grounded. Okay, that's what I'm getting. All right, the light, you guys, is finally evened out a little bit. The sun is gone over there, so it's not kind of slanting this way. Who else? Vina, thanks so much for being here as well. Let me scroll down. And Angie, I am so glad that the peace part is working for you. Vina, yeah, you just got goosebumps because, and let me know, it's very reasonable in American money. It is currently $50 for learning this whole chapter. But if you enroll in the whole program, Vina, it's actually even more cost effective, where we're going to go through all the way from the root, from Muladhara. We're going to come up to the crown, which is really where we connect with spirit. And the sense with the crown is it's where ideas come in. So it's like, think of it like things filter down. Actually, I think that's one of the few times I've said that. So if you're new to the chakra system, think of it as like, yes, right? Why in all cultures, almost all, right? Earth is revered, but also sky tends to be thought of as spirit. And so the ideas, your help, your guidance comes in, comes down, gets filtered through each chakra and to the making it concrete, is the root chakra. Okay. So, yes. All right. I have time for one more draw. And Vina, yeah, you don't have to struggle with your intuition. Um, I would say start just with just simple meditation, sitting quietly, focus on your breathing. Don't change your breathing, Vina, but just sit quietly, like in the morning. Maybe you can hear the birds and it's quiet, and just literally set your clock for 5 minutes and just watch your breath. You could listen to the sounds around you, and you'll start to train, because the thing with intuition is you have to get your brain has to be quiet or you won't hear the intuition. I've said this so many times, and it's hard. It's hard. I think for some people, especially some of my younger audience, unless they've come in very evolved, but our society pushes us to always have the TV on, have some music, have the social media. All of that distraction takes you away from your intuition, takes you away from yourself. Okay, they're like stealing your attention. Okay, so Vina, I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, I am going to give one more minute if there's anybody who would also like a reading. Did a quick reading for Angie, did one for Vina. They shared how they're doing, what is going well for them, what they would like, maybe to shift a little bit. I'm going to shuffle. I feel like there's one person, they may not literally have arrived yet. If you're just coming in, don't be shy. I can see the numbers. I know some of you have not said hi yet. Is there something you're wanting to manifest? There has to be. In fact, I would really say you don't want to be alive without not a goal, but even an intention. Welcome. If you're just joining, would you like a card draw on a question, something you're not clear about? And in the meantime, while I wait, let me also just put my website, which is www.intheflowofmagic.com, because I truly believe we can live more and more in a flow state. Not everyone, and there will be people who want to pull our energy down, who want to kind of enmesh us. Okay, that's something I definitely want to speak on some more. But this is my website, intheflowofmagic.com. There are those who want to enmesh you and kind of almost like make static of your energy. Your energy, say, could be this beautiful blue, clear light, healing light, right? You have a sense of calm. Some people, that may literally trigger them. They may feel triggered by your energy, by your peaceful, minding your own business, being sweet, being kind. You, in some way, may be reflecting something that they may feel they lack. Okay, and I'm channeling that now. Someone needs to hear that. So you might be high Des, you might be as sweet as can be, trying to really stay in a high vibration space, be kind. Yes, hey Des, definitely. Um, and that can trigger others. So say you're a high vibration woman, maybe you're, like I said, you're very sweet, you're laughing, you're happy. You meet another woman, you interact, and their energy is very, very different. And for some reason, seeing you be joyful, seeing you laugh triggers that other female, right? Because often especially with women, it can be other women that trigger us on that emotional level. Give me a yes if that's happened to you, even if you're watching later in the future. So just to say, sometimes we have to protect our energy, put a boundary around your energy, and don't let others who maybe feel threatened by you, don't let them do that. Okay, Des, give me an area though. So Des, Jeanette, hello. Is it in the area of relationships? Like what are you truly interested in? So that way it gives me something to hook on to. Okay. And we'll wait for Des to reply. In the meantime, I'm going to shuffle the cards and kind of break the energy. Guys, I didn't travel with any crystals, but you need very little. You don't need any of that, okay? Jeanette, okay. So Des, okay, so now I know how to pronounce your name. What area? Um, Relationships, work, health, like what area? Mission? What do you just what does spirit want you to know? Relocation, career. Okay. Well, okay. Kind of two things. They're obviously interrelated. I'm shuffling as I speak to you. And sort of you see me sort of gazing off, so I'm just sort of tuning in, shifting my energy. Jeanette. That's pretty. That's like a first name. Okay, now you say general. Okay, I'm going to see what you need to know because you said relocation career, then you said general. Okay, and I did put general in after in case you weren't sure, but okay, just fanning out the cards now. Here, I'll hold them up. You guys can see them. I can't see them. I'm just seeing the blue. So Des, Jeanette. Does Des need to know? Des, Jeanette. Wow, Des, Jeanette. This is an interesting card. This is a wonderful card. Wonderful card. Ten of Pentacles very much has to do with almost like foundational, generational wealth building, increase. It shows a family, an elder, right, male with his dogs, the senses. Again, these cards are traditional. Interpret them, adjust as you need to. Castle. So the sense of wealth built up by this man. And then there's a younger couple and the dogs are there. Very comfortable home. It indicates the culmination of wealth. But again, it can be something like even getting a grant from a foundation, right? A foundation is the money, family has this money and they're like, we help people who are handicapped or we help people who are blind. So there's something for you, Des, that is very auspicious around your finances and around something I would say, like I said, it could be your family. It could be represent things like an inheritance, a money gift. It could be the gift of a car, even. It's some sort of receivership, I'm going to say. Now, it could also be maybe you're starting a foundation, right? Which you would know and you'd be like, okay, it's me. But so it could be that you're receiving in some way. But if you're in a position, it could be that you establish some maybe generational wealth or something that leads to it. So I'm going to shuffle a second card, Des, and then let me know what you think. This is from the Starseed Oracle deck. This is the book. If I'm not familiar with the card because it's a new deck, then I'll have to read you what they say. So I'm shuffling. Yes, she says, yes, I have to start from the ground up. Not sure that card resonated, but gives me hope. Thank you. Well, yeah, so you may not know it yet as the dog is like rolling onto my foot. His little head's like on my foot. Is there a foundation that gives grants or could fund you? So you have to think out of the box. So Des, you said first relocation career. There's some money is sitting somewhere with this card. This card shows that there's some sort of funding or abundance somewhere. And you very likely could access that. Okay. Does that sort of set off any bells in terms of, yeah, in terms of career, in terms of relocation? Okay. What does Des, Jeanette need to know? Okay. One card coming up. Let's see. Called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Beautiful card. And again, another one I have not paid any attention to. This card has not come up for me. I keep pulling certain other cards. So Jess, you got called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Look at that. So there's the doorway and the sort of cosmic, and she's going towards the door. Okay, let's read about that. Des says, Jeff, definitely. Yeah, let me put your comment up. Yeah, there's money somewhere for you, around you that you can access. And it's saying you are called. Tell me a little bit more. What is this career relocation? Soul gifts and training. Okay. You came to Earth with a double mission to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is your soul is calling you towards. So Jess, what is your soul calling you towards, right? What is your soul calling you towards? It sounds like it is because you said career and you said relocation. Very interesting. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, and others you're just beginning to discover, Des. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission. Okay? Last part I'll read, and then, oh my gosh, there's a really long starseed activation. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to read the starseed activation. And then Des says, well, I moved back to my hometown and I'm super depressed. I was just abroad and wondering if I should just go back. What do you feel? What do you feel? Well, it sounds like you feel that, right? Des, go back and watch this, goddess, because there's a theme here. For another goddess, I pulled ley lines, and it was about place. She was talking about she's been feeling called towards the UK for her next phase. And so it's interesting, when you said relocation, I immediately went back to that ley lines, meaning there are places on the earth that activate us where we can more actualize what our gift is. So Des, this is for you. So place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following, okay? So feel like, just tune into that. The imagery is very beautiful. I feel like it can be an activation. Okay, so for Jess, and anyone this resonates for, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. Wow, that is really nice. That is really, really nice. A very powerful card, Jess. Des Jeanette. Yeah, for some reason your name is, it's hard. It's almost like a tongue twister. Des Jeanette. It's a very interesting name. So, and your next comment, her comment says, my soul is calling me towards freedom and a life of creativity and soul fulfillment. Yeah. So answer that call. Your blockages, emotions, and money. Yeah. Des, can you, because I feel like some of my viewers, there may be money issues, not all. Jeanette, not as a J. Jeanette, yeah, Jeanette. You might want to take my program. I just was talking about it because you're having trouble manifesting, and that's what the root chakra is about manifesting. So I totally hear you in terms of you were abroad and you like grape. Gannett. Oh, Gannett. Oh, Gannett. There's okay. I'm just thinking of like, I think it's Gannett newspapers. So Gannett. Okay, that's unusual. Gannett, like grape. Okay, but let's focus on the meaning. Yes. Okay. Your blockages, emotions, and money. Right. So yeah, first chakra, some sacral chakra. My program is open for enrollment. There's a reason you're here, that you tuned in at this point. I just put the link. So Chakra Soul Alchemy, chakras for challenging times, right? We're awakening, and they're very, very challenging times. So go check it out. I think it would be great for you. What I'm seeing with a lot of you is, are you ready to actually move forward? Some of us get very comfortable in the stuckness, and if you're depressed, that is not a good sign. Des, that is not good. The place, you're saying you've noticed when you move back into a place and then there's a sense of depression, and when you're thinking about going back where you were. Where were you? Where were you, Des? So you moved back to your hometown, and I feel like sometimes our hometown, again, this is not advice because I don't know anything much about you other than just what I'm picking up a little bit here. But when you say hometown, I tend to think of, when we're growing up, the younger stages. And so sometimes it's hard to be somebody new when you're in your hometown, right? Because your hometown, if people know you, you have friendships, you have ties, you were a certain way in your hometown. So it's hard to be a new you, to birth a new you in your old hometown. So that makes so much sense. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. And I will put that up. I'm from Philadelphia, very low vibrational. I think, for you, it may very well be. Maybe you don't need to be in such an urban environment, right? And yeah, if you grew up there, high vibration, low vibration, it's that, yeah, how can you birth a new you, Des, that in an old place? Some people can if that's where they're meant to be. Hold on one second, if that's where they're meant to be. But um, yeah, yeah. I have literally never been to Philly. When I was working at a certain stage in my life, I had a good coworker who was always talking about Philly. He was fun and we were goofy and we were doing crazy things back in those times. Yeah, I won't go into it. Him much more so than me. That was when I was working in visual merchandising, so like art, but in department stores and doing the mannequins and the whole setups, which used to be very elaborate. And he was from Philly. So, Des, have you ever studied the chakras? Have you ever worked with the chakras? Because what I'm also getting is for many folks, they've read all the corresponds to this color, but they haven't actually done the practices to clear the chakra, strengthen it. And especially if you're having money issues, that does point to a weaker um, first first chakra. And I think for women, second chakra, because as I said, it's very much about desire. How comfortable are you with getting your desires, right? So money can bring us a lot of our desires, and that ties into, are we okay? Because sometimes we had religious upbringing that is like tamp down desires, right? And it's tied a lot into our sensuality and our sexuality. So for many of you goddesses watching, it's that first and second chakra. Ah, it was Mexico. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. All right. I have a friend who's going to check out Merida, Mexico, um, in right. Actually, that is this month. I guess later this month because we're in March now. So, Chakras for Challenging Times, my goddess group coaching program, it starts the 15th. Registration is open now and as the lowest it's going to be. Still in early registration because I shifted the dates. Okay, so check it out. Like Des, you maybe just want to work on your root chakra, so you just register for 1 month. And hopefully that's not confusing to folks. You could just take that module. You just take one chakra. Or you could do the whole program where we go from root up, as I was saying, root up to crown. Okay. And that's actually better for you because you're balancing the whole energy system. I have all different practices in there. I have meditations. I have the dog's looking at me like, do you need to go out? These dogs can actually, no lie, ring a bell. There's like a bell hanging on the door and they can go like jingle it when they want to go out. It's crazy. I'm like, that is so cool. So I'm seeing it looks like maybe nope, okay, they're not going to ring the bell. It's like when you go to a hotel and you're like, ding, 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 ding. All right, let's see. You do love Philly. You were happier in Mexico, right? And that's fine, Daz. Let's let ourselves be happy where we're happy. Yeah, I totally get that. So many, first of all, a lot of people have been moving to Mexico for decades, right? Even with all the trash talk that some Americans and in government talk about Mexico. I believe Mexico has the largest number of Americans of any country. Maybe England, I could be wrong, could be England, but I believe Mexico has one of, if not the largest population of expats or Americans who live there part of the time or full time. Okay. So many people have discovered the beauty in parts of Mexico. right? And it's such a huge country. That's the other thing. I didn't really even know how huge Mexico was. So, Des, find a way, work with me, join this program. And as you're doing the spiritual work, you will find a way where you can more hold what it is you're trying to bring into manifestation. Like, there are different ways to do it, but right now I'm on a sabbatical and I manifested this very quickly, very, very quickly. And I literally was like, I'm not letting money stop me. What we also have to do as women is stop putting money, when we make money the God, that means we're like, oh, I can't do it because money says no. Think around money. Think, how can I get the thing I want? And maybe like, is money really necessary? And very often, Des, very often, and those of you watching, this is an esoteric secret. Very often, there are ways to get the thing you want where you don't directly interact with the money. So we have to be careful about putting money always. Obviously, you need a certain amount, you need some, but sometimes there are, and I've done this for many, many years, sometimes there's a way to exchange because, again, our ancestors, many, many cultures, it was a barter. You had chickens, and I would go to you to get chickens, and I grew rice or I grew uh, kamut or spelt, or I grew barley and I would give you this amount of barley for like a chicken, right? Certain bag of barley I would share and I would get chicken to make the meal, right? So, yeah. So, Des, you have to open vibrationally so that spirit can bring you what you desire, and then you have to be right there. You have to be, no, 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 sweetie, nope, you're gonna unplug the cord. No, no, no. His little nose is like right by the computer. No, no, no. Okay, stay. No, no. You're so cute. You're so cute. Do you want me to play with you? I probably have to go. You probably can hear that. You can hear like he's making like mouth sounds. Oh my gosh, you are so adorable. You're so adorable. Yes. One of the dogs really likes to, is like a little lap dog, and so is trying to figure out how to get to my lap. Oh, honey. He's put his chin is like this now on my hand, and he's licking my hand. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta do some care here, some loving. You are welcome. And yeah, I hope to see you in my goddess coaching. Hey, hey, okay, you're coming. You're coming. Okay, don't unplug my cord. Don't unplug my cord. Bye, guys. Oh my gosh, if you could see, I have to show you this dog. Look at this dog's face. Look at this. This face was like, now you're so close to the camera, it can't even be seen. Okay. Maybe I can continue if you can make your way. Look at this. Because you're not comfortable yet, are you? So now, look at this. And I say I'm a cat person, and then you get an animal like this. Okay, what breed is this, you guys? Hey, can, what breed is this? What breed is this cutie here? You're like a little rug. You're like a little rug. Like he's just all like bundled up, right? Actually, it's a she. But I always say I don't think gender is super, super important for dogs. I mean, it may be at some points it is, right? Does anybody know what kind of dog this is? Because I can't. Oh my goodness. Oh, I, I don't remember what you are. Like officially. Like officially. You wanted to be on camera? You just really wanted to be on camera, didn't you? You ready for your close up? All right. Nobody knows. Let's see. One more. I'm reading one more comment here. Aw. I'm just here to make some more money, but I know there's a way without a typical 9 to 5 I haven't tapped into yet. Well, exactly, Des. No, you got a card of like a lot of money. That 10 of Pentacles, which, I can't, I'm not gonna, both my hands are busy now, so I can't hold it up because we don't want to disturb the doggy. You got a card of like, is it possible that there could be some sort of inheritance coming for you, or a windfall, like some account that comes through? Um, yeah, or like I said, you don't say what your work is, but it could, again, it could be a foundation, maybe literally a job with a foundation, or a foundation that wants to fund what it is you want to start. So for that, you would have to come for a full reading. But what I'm saying, guys, oh, put your paw down, put your paw down. Okay. Is the energy clearing, it's worth coming for, because if you're having trouble manifesting something, you might just want to come for that. And it's a distance energy clearing. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's finally like laying down. It's a distance energy clearing. It's an hour long. And the first part, you just relax, and I work with your subtle energy, shifting in the chakras and just feeling what's there. Everyone who's had it tells me they feel something going on. Often it correlates with where I was working. And then what I do for you guys, Des, and you can be far away. You can be in South Africa. It doesn't matter. Um, Angie, Vina. I then do I'd say about a six cards, typically around what came up. So if I, like with one woman, oh, okay. Um, with one woman, I remember I looked into the heart chakra, just energetically, sort of just tune in, and I was just shown this like darkness, and not darkness as an evil. It just felt like darkness, like the lights had gone out. And when I came back, and we talk a little bit towards the end of this energy healing, and she said, yeah, I just had a bad breakup. I want to say maybe it was 2 months out for her. And she said, I am like, I'm just devastated. Right. And I did not know that going in. She hadn't told me that. And I was like, whoa, it just felt, it was just like darkness. Right. And it's like, it needs to be like lit again. Um, it was like it was just drained. It was drained. So if you're interested in that, that might be a way to help you get jump started on if you're feeling stuck. It sounds like, Des, also what you're doing is what many of us women do. We try to approach it very rationally. And you missed in the beginning, just watching the birds go by. I was saying how we get into our masculine, and so we're like logical. Okay, now I need a job. Okay, I'm going to get this job. That makes lots of money. And then it's like the wrong job. So we're not really settled in our feminine, which is more about intuition and following guidance and following like the path is being laid out for us. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to go relax with the doggies. The fur is so soft. He's got his little head over my thigh, so she loves to do this, like to always just have a little support for her chin. And I'm going to make a nice supper. So if you want help manifesting, there are multiple ways that I can be of help to you. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Like I said, the sun is getting ready to set here in the UK. I know all my folks in America, though, there's still the whole day ahead of you. And I'm going to pull a collective card, actually. No, not for you, not for doggies. Your little nose is on camera, I believe. Okay, yes, rest your head down. I'm going to pull a collective card from the Starseed Oracle so that for everyone watching this and who gets this far, this is a reminder for you. It's a reminder of what you need to know, be, or do. Okay. Kind of stuck. There's one card that feels, yeah, this one. Wow, the Golden Children. The Golden Children. This card I have looked at. I have looked at it within this new deck. It says inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It's like a portal. It's a portal. The Golden Children. I actually want to say, and so a lot of my viewers are quite young, but I think you're coming in gifted. It doesn't mean that you don't need any guidance. Like, don't think that. The starseed inquiry is, how can you treat yourself or others more tenderly? That's the question for you to sit with. And let me read you some of it. Golden children, children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. And so I think the three ladies, maybe you're in that group. And again, those who are tuning into this who I didn't pull directly for. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, and so they're not supported in the right ways. They struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative idea or a project, or a new beginning. Yes. To treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. On that note, heading off. Go ahead and have a beautiful Sunday. Stay blessed and blessed. If you have any questions or comments, do put them in the regular comments once I'm not live anymore. And don't forget, listen to spirit, listen to your intuition. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.